Hey there kids, got another book for you. This time we're doing a Disney, Marvel, DC crossover. Because here I am, DC Hero Girl, Harley Quinn, and here this is Cinderella! Cinderella! Now this came with, oh golly, it came with records. I don't know if you're familiar with records. In fact, this one doesn't even belong with that. But this is a Cinderella record. It's got part 2 and part 1, and anyway, it's got some songs on it, and it's got a narrator. But I'm the narrator. So, putting that aside, because I don't have a record player right now anyway, and I'm going to read for you this cute little Cinderella book. It's Walt Disney's Cinderella. It doesn't have a separate author to it, and it also does not have a date in this book. So, if Disney needs me to take this video down, sure, I'm not making any money off this. This is for education and for kids, Disney. Be kind. Alright. Once upon a time, a tiny kingdom, there was a gentle and lovely girl named Cinderella. And everybody called her Cinderella. No, I'm thinking. And she lived with her cruel stepmother and 2 ugly stepsisters. They were jealous of Cinderella's goodness and beauty, and made her work night and day. The mice and the birds were Cinderella's only friends. This is when the record would make a noise. You have to change it. So all those record books worked back then. But now we have YouTube. Alright, Cinderella did all the cooking, scrubbing, washing, and mending, while her selfish stepsisters did nothing. But Cinderella never complained. She believed that someday her dreams of happiness would come true. This next page. One day, an invitation arrived from the king. That night, a royal ball was to be held in the honor of the prince. Every young maiden in the kingdom was commanded to attend. Look how happy they are. Now, you might be wondering how I can read this while not looking at it. That's because I have a second feed over here, and I'm reading from the feed. So I know what you guys are seeing. It's a little backwards to me, but that's okay. Alright. Get this just right. Cinderella was very excited. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to... Maybe I should read it on my lap. Alright. We're going to stop doing that. That's silly. Cinderella was very excited. That means I can go too, her stepsisters just laughed. Oh, she said I can go too, and her stepsisters just laughed at her. That's not very nice. But the announcement said every maiden was to attend. Very well, Cinderella, you can go after you finish all your chores. Now wash this slip for me, mend these buttonholes, where's my sash, press this dress, curl my hair, oh, find my fan. Man, they're awful. Nasty, nasty girls. And also ugly. They kept Cinderella busy all day long. Then it was time to leave. Why, Cinderella, it's time to go. You're not even dressed for the ball. So mean. I didn't have time to dress. But the wicked stepsisters just laughed and left for the ball. What mean people? Cinderella tried not to feel badly. Oh well, what's a royal ball? I suppose it would be frightfully dull and completely wonderful. And she burst into tears and ran away into the garden. Oh, poor little thing. All she wants to do is go to a ball. Alright. So Cinderella's in this garden. I thought someday my dreams would come true, she sobbed. Oh, it's probably more like, I thought someday my dreams would come true. She sobbed. No, I'll never get to go to the royal ball. No, I'll never get to go to the royal ball, she said. Then, yes, you will, child, but we must hurry. Cinderella looked up, and there stood her fairy godmother. Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, there she is. Let's see now, the fairy godmother, said the fairy godmother. I'll need a pumpkin and some mice. Then she waved her magic wand and sang these magic words, bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. To Cinderella's amazement, the pumpkin became a splendid coach and the mice turned into elegant horses. Horses! dresses. Alright, let's... Whoa, look at this pink disaster. I mean, it's a lovely dress. Alright. Oh, this is wonderful, cried Cinderella. But then she looked down at her rags. I'll need a coachman, of course, interrupted the fairy... a coachman, of course, interrupted the fairy godmother, and she changed a horse into the coachman. Now, hop in, my dear. You mustn't be late. But don't you think my dress... Oh, lovely, my dear, began the fairy godmother. Then she looked again. Oh, good heavens, child, you can't go in that. A bibbidi-bobbidi-bobbidi-boo. And there stood Cinderella in the loveliest gown she'd ever seen. On her tiny feet were delicate glass slippers. I don't remember her having a pink gown, but, hey, I guess it's canon now, huh? It's in this Disney book. It's Disney. Disney's name's on it. They put her in a pink dress. I don't know what to say. I think it's... She looks like a birthday cake. Cinderella was delighted. Oh, fairy godmother, it's like a dream come true. Yes, child, but like all dreams, it can't last forever. On the stroke of midnight, the spell will be broken and everything will be as it was before. I'll remember, promised Cinderella. I'll remember. Oh, it's more than I ever hoped for. Thank you, fairy godmother. Bless you, my child, and now hurry up, it's getting late. Cinderella stepped into the pumpkin coach and was whisked away to the royal ball. Put it together, and what do you got? Yeah, it's a pink dress. King's ballroom was magnificent. Every lady in the land was dressed in her finest gown, but Cinderella was the loveliest of them all. When the prince saw the charming Cinderella, that's a funny sentence, because usually Prince Charming, huh? When the prince saw the charming Cinderella, he fell in love instantly. The Duke said to the king, "You see, your majesty, the prince has danced with all the girls this evening." Oh, the prince has danced with that girl all evening. I should read this a little closer. It looks like he's found the girl he wants to marry. I'm distracted by how tiny they made her waist here. Look at that. It's gonna bend in half. So he danced with that one girl all evening. All at once, the tower clock began to strike midnight. Cinderella cried, "Oh, I almost forgot." See? And without another word, away she ran, out of the ballroom, down the palace stairs. All the way, she lost one of her glass slippers. She couldn't stop to get it. Cinderella stepped into the magic coach and quickly drove away. As the clock struck for the 12th time, the magic ended. Cinderella was left with a pumpkin, some mice, and the memory of her wonderful evening. Isn't that just the way it goes? This is a pretty shot, though. Look at these stairs. Nice perspective. I'm going to linger on that picture. It's one of the more prettier ones in this book. The next morning, the whole kingdom was wondering who the mysterious girl was. The only clue was the lost slipper. The Grand Duke carried the glass shoe from house to house looking for its owner, for the prince had said he would marry no one but the girl who could wear the tiny little slipper. So, do that. Every girl in the land tried hard to put the slipper on. The ugly stepsisters tried hardest of all, but it was no use. Not a single girl could fit her foot into a glass shoe. And try hard enough, they could have chopped their little toesies off. Spoiler alert! You guys should read the Grimm's fairy tale. And where was Cinderella? Why, locked in her room. The mean old stepmother was taking no chances that poor Cinderella would try on that slipper. But Cinderella's mice friends found the key and rushed it up to the locked room. The Duke was just about to leave. "Well, madam, if you have no other daughters, I'll bid you good day." Just then he heard a voice calling to him. "Please wait. May I try the slipper?" It was Cinderella. "Of course," said the Duke. "Every girl must have a chance. Please sit down." He slid the glass shoe onto Cinderella's foot, and it fit perfectly. I'll show you guys that a little longer. Oh. Cinderella's dream had come true. No longer would she slave away for her cruel stepmother and her foolish stepsisters. She would marry the prince and live happily ever after. Some wedding song. And what became of the little mice who had been Cinderella's only friends? Well, they went to the palace too, and they all lived happily ever after. And I think that's a better ending. Yay, happy mice in the palace! That's the end, and we got one little last picture of them dancing till just about the end. And that's the story of Disney's Cinderella. Minus a couple details, but that's what's in this book. Anyway, till next time, boys and girls, and everyone else too. Good night.